Hey guys, it is the weekend and that means it is time for hiking. So let's go hiking on Jeju. Forgot to introduce myself. If you've been noticing, I've actually been saying my own name wrong for the past like 3 episodes. The name of my show is 미남빅이의 삼겹살이. Not Minam, Big Mi남의 삼겹살이, not Pek Minam 삼겹살이, not Minam 삼겹살. But I need a bag if I'm gonna go hiking, and the movers actually decided to pack this chair full of backpacks. So I'm just gonna like hack. Don't break anything. How does this? Is this a knife? What is this? Oh my goodness, that's a knife. Yeah. So there's my bag. So this bag. Ugh, smells like mothballs. This bad boy has been my hiking bag in Korea for 7 years. And I know it looks like a fancy little, nice little, like, stylish bag, and that was originally what I bought it for, but it's actually really great for hiking because it has the side pouch. You just zip down the side, and it's pretty much just like a fancy duffel bag. If there's something about, this just looks great. Like, every time I look at this, it makes me happy. I'm gonna look at that bag. Oh, look at the colors. I feel at peace already. What was I saying? Something about hiking? Oh yeah, we should go hiking. Let's go hiking. Okay, so we got here to Mosulpo and we found the Olle Trail. Now, right behind me is Hongmart, and right across the street, this is where we see the Jeju Olle Trail office. This is the difference, I think, between, I don't know, Olle Trail 11 and 12. I'm gonna go in here and see what they have to say. Olle Trail. It says welcome. Let's check this out. 그 센터에서 완전 착한 아줌마. 한국말 갑자기. So in that center was a very nice person who was helping me figure out. So here's what we got. It cost $20 for the Jeju Olle passport, and every time at the very beginning, in the middle, and at the end of each course, you do a little stamp. I also got the Olle Trail guide for free, and then one in Korean as well. Anyways, she was super helpful, and I got my first stamp. So here's the first stamp, and at the end I'll get another one. Today's course, it says, is 17.5 kilometers, 5 to 6 hours. Oh my goodness, maybe I'm only gonna go halfway. That's possible today. You can see behind me that just fields already. I feel like I'm out of the city already. These courses are long. The Olle Trail it surrounds Jeju Island, and there's also some small islands around Jeju that it has. And when I looked last night, it said it was about 400, I don't know exactly, 440 kilometers, something like that. And if you do all the trails, you get something. I don't know what it is, a buffet dinner. It's very, I think the reward is a lot less meaningful than the knowledge that you just completed this great task, so. If you look carefully behind me, if you look behind the fields, right here you'll see one of the volcanic mounds. And right behind in gray, you're actually going to see the top of Mount Hanlasan. And that is, it seems to be a rare sight here. Not that rare, but it seems like you can only see the top of Mount Hanlasan maybe once a week or once every few days because it's so cloudy, or you know, just the natural weather patterns. Today's a beautiful day. I did put sunscreen on, but I feel like there's not a lot of, for being a trail, there's not like a lot of shade and stuff, or food. I'm getting hungry. But it is beautiful. You can see the ocean in front of me. Getting closer. Something I'm noticing a lot is in the middle of these fields is these mounds. And I don't know what they are, except that a few of them I've seen what I would call gravestones next to them. This one does not have that. I don't know what that is, except that I do know southern Korea, like Gwangju area, is famous for the burial mounds. So when I look at something like this, of course, here we go. This is what we've been looking for. So I'm getting the hang of this. Behind me you see the ocean. It's beautiful. I got lost before because I didn't follow this little thing. This thing right here lets me know where to go. I'm going one direction, so I'm always looking for the orange ones. The orange ones tell me which direction to go. So here we are. We're at the ocean. Beautiful, beautiful Olle Trail here in Songaksan, Mosulpo. Crystal clear water. This is the trail to massage your feet as you're walking. If you walk on shoes, you can actually feel it just rubbing against your feet. It's kind of cool. Songaksan is 4.3 kilometers away. Maybe that's gonna be my goal today. Let's see. I don't know if you can see this behind me or not, but I am surrounded by thousands of dragonflies. This whole trip, this whole trail is just so many dragonflies flying around. And I just walked through and like a bunch of them were on the ground and they're just everywhere. They're my friends. I don't know if there's any snakes here. I don't know anything about, I know there's centipedes that you should avoid in Jeju. I don't know anything else about like the environment here. But look at that view behind me. My goodness. I think I'm hooked. You know, I almost didn't come here today because I'm so busy. It's the beginning of the school year. I have lessons to plan. I have a stack of papers on my desk, my first assignment graded to grade, and it's gonna take 2 or 3 hours, I know, but I'm glad I came. I'm already feeling quite a bit more rested and relaxed, and it's good for the soul. Again, Hanlasan in the fields of Jeju. Really between the fields now. Pesticide spray still being done by hand. Here we go. I don't know what this thing is. Let's go check it out. So I took a little detour here. There's a sign out by the main road that says that this is what's called a dark tourism zone. And I read it on the news actually last week about this. There's so much history of Jeju that I don't know yet. So I don't really have much to share with you. But there's a lot of dark history in Jeju. History that deals with death. A lot of things from the Korean War, from pre-Korean War and Japanese colonial period. There are tours on Jeju Island where you can go and focus on the history of Jeju from a dark tourism area, so things that have dealt with the death. And this is one of those spots. This is evidently one of the entrances to Imperial Japanese bunkers. Oh boy, this is not my thing. I am scared of spiders and like things that can bite me, even if it's a little bit, but I guess I don't have any choice. This is like, I gotta do this. I'm here, huh? Oh, there's some light down here, thankfully. Oh man. Whew. Okay, you're down in the bunker. Wow, this is low. This is low, oh man. Yeah, that was a bat that just flew at me. I might go the other way around here. I don't know if I can. Oh, I do see light at the end, but there's a bat. Do I dare? Bat! Get away, bat. Man, bats are scary. Okay, I'm just gonna hope that it doesn't kill me. And we're gonna go. Ooh! Oh! Well, that was scary. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, how do I get through this? Oh! Oh, we made it. Where does the road go? Are we? It's not done. What happened? What? Oh, there it is. Oh my goodness. Just a little tiny pathway next to this field. All right, here we go. This is where it'd be like super helpful to know, like if there was any snakes in Jeju. I don't know, but like as you can see, I'm just like walking through like this like 3 centimeter wide trail here, kind of stepping on the field plants. Maybe this is why the guys are walking past me had a little bit longer pants on. Maybe shorts is not the right thing for this. Oh, buddy. Woohoo! It's steep. Oh, and it's missing a. Oh, yeah. Oh. All right. Yeah, that one's definitely a bunker over there. So I got a little bit closer to one of these bunkers right here, And this is an area of Jeju called Altteureu. And this was one of the actually very important airfields of World War II. In the late 1930s, Japan had a, you can actually see behind me, there are probably 20, 25, 30 that you can see right here. And this was where they launched the invasion of Nanjing. So the airstrikes on Nanjing were left here from Jeju. After Japan took over Nanjing and they took over Shanghai, then this airfield actually moved to China because it was closer to where they were doing a lot of their invasions from. And this was just used as a training field for the pilots. You can see the ocean a little bit from here. Here's a picture of what it looks like now, and you can see right above it at that time, you could see that the entire ocean was filled with ships, Japanese ships, and military installations. It's sad. Dark tourism is something that I think is probably very important, especially as this world now, it seems, is facing all around the world these concepts of what do we do with people who are different than us. It seems like anywhere in the world, the United States, Jeju, Korea, Europe, everyone is trying to figure out how do we deal with people that are different than us. And I hated history in high school. I did not enjoy it. And I think history is now one of the most important topics to study, because if we look at history, and especially the dark side of history, some of the realities of results of decisions that were made by people in power, I think we can perhaps see a little more clearly and avoid some dangerous directions in the future. So I think there's lots of interesting history here on Jeju. I'm very excited to learn more about it as I travel around here. Okay, I guess I'm at the halfway point, and that means it's time to stamp the passport. Here we go. Yeah, there's no way to actually do this and hold the camera, so we're just gonna have to show you. Here's the stamp. Halfway point, there's the proof. Let's do the rest of the trail. The time period of the Korean War is another huge time period in Korean dark history, and if you're interested in dark tourism, please study this before you come. You might also think about watching some of the modern Korean history videos that I suggested in my previous video. This is when North Korea invaded South Korea in 1950. The South Korean government got scared because they were worried that people in Jeju would be supporters of the North. And you see on both sides, North and South did horrible atrocities both to the other side and this side. And so this is a memorial for the event where on June 25th, 1950, the government in this area, the North Koreans were pushing down, the government had retreated to Busan, and they thought that maybe this was the last area in South Korea where the government could come to as the North was pressuring down the peninsula. And on this time, they rounded up, the South Korean government then rounded up Class C and D citizens. And these are people that they had thought at that time could be supporters of the North. And they were worried about an insurrection. And so they rounded up roughly 344 citizens. And in the end, it was a massacre. It was a killing field of those people. A few days later, a few months later, they brought them down the road and they burned all the evidence, they burned all of their belongings, they burned all these things. And about 6 years later, the bodies started turning up. And from that time, from 1956 to now 2017, was the time where the families had started to fight to get some recognition of this government act and get some compensation. I think they've pushed a long ways through that. If you're interested, I'm going to take a short video of the plaques here in English and just pause the video and read through if you're interested in more detail. So I think this is a perfect example of the dangers of ideology. You have a time where Japan, following the examples of Western Europe, decided to become an imperial power and take over parts of the world. During this time, the Korean people are more worried about fighting back, about their own independence. In other parts of the world, you have this division happening between these two ideologies of communism and capitalism. But I don't think that really mattered in the minds of most Korean people. They're worried about their family and their livelihood and becoming independent. And so during this time, then you have the war ended, you have Korea split, and you can see that the result of this ideology ends up in the death of millions and millions and millions of people. And all over Korea you can see, to this day, you see it in the news for the past 60, 70 years. Ideology is still affecting strongly the people in this part of the world. Ideology, be careful about it. When you put ideas before people, I think you can have some dangerous consequences. Oh, beautiful again. You can see Marado and Gapado there. Looks like we got an old anti-aircraft gun pit here. It's water time. This is not soju, this is water. I promise. I wouldn't survive otherwise. Best water ever. Oh my god, what is this place? Oh my goodness. You know what? This is, sometimes I think I'm very, very lucky. Here we go. Halasan, we have the ocean, some other mountain, some beach cut. We have some order, I don't know, something for to go hiking, I guess, on the other side. Also water all around. Look at the sky today. Oh, what the... This is the best 360 view in Korea, perhaps. Maybe the top of Halasan would beat it, I don't know. This is more like a traditional Korean trail that I remember. I love these, like, I don't know what it is, hemp pathways or something. It's very soft, nice to walk on. Come up a long ways. It's the biggest hill yet. All right, time to get rid of this. Get rid of this big boy. All right. Maybe it's my last sip of adrenaline. I'm pumped. Let's do this for exercise now, huh? And for the sightseeing. We can do both, can't we? Please enjoy the view. The amazing thing to me is we're here, I don't know, maybe 100 meters, 200 meters off the ground. And this water is so clear that even in the camera, you can see to the bottom of the ocean a long ways away. It's beautiful. Don't fall. See some natural beauty like this. It's just hard to put it in context with some of the horrors that happened here 60 years ago. But now, it's a land of peace, tranquility, people walking around looking at the flowers, enjoying the dragonflies. Songaksan. All right, halfway there, we gotta stop for some food. Because you know I didn't have breakfast yet, so we're gonna go with the 해산. 해산, 전국 소리 먹게 해산. All right. Okay, so it would not be a video without me eating something. I haven't had breakfast yet, so what I have here, it looks like this is some sort of raw, I think it's jeonbok, which is quite an expensive back home. It's abalone, and I'm not sure if it's good or not, but I know it's gonna be tasty, so let's try it out. It's very chewy. No, I've had jeonbok juk before, which is like a morning rice dish. It's great. You have to expect it to be like very chewy, but you can taste. It's just naturally salty. You taste the ocean right there. This is a very unexpected day, but I know some people eat it with this. This is the chogochujang, which is like a spicy vinegar sauce. It is very, very chewy. I actually don't know if I'm eating it right. I have no idea how to eat jeonbok, but I assume this is it. This is like This looks like a more chewy part. It's like okay, now I don't even know what this part is. This is like orange. Must be some sort of innards. It's a very strong flavor. Like, oh, it's very strong. It reminds me of eating, like, the part of the fish, we eat a whole fish. Right next to, like, their eyes. Has this really strong flavor. Almost like that. But I assume people eat it. Here, they eat the whole thing. Either because they did it a long time ago, because they had to, or because it's good for you in some way. So I'm going to continue to believe that it's good for you and eat it. Fresh abalone sushi. This is what I just had to eat for lunch. Now behind me you see this little yellow dot right here, and this is something I did about 7 years ago for the first time. This is a submarine trip. The water's actually quite clear in this area, as we saw from before, and you take a little boat to the submarine, they put you inside, and you go down and you look at all the fish that's available. Last time I went, perhaps it wasn't a very clear time. Probably today would be like perfect because the sun's out, the water looks like perfectly blue and green. So here behind me you can see some of the fortifications here on the edge of Jeju. These were built in 1943, about 1943 to 45, as Japan actually began losing the war. So as Japan was losing the war, they started retreating from many areas, and they built this here. So actually Jeju was one of the last fortifications in World War II before the World War II ended. So again, it's some difficult history, but Jeju has a very important part in the end of World War II. This is the end of today, and I just want to finish by this great sign. I love this. It says the ocean, the wind, nature, and a place to breathe. And that pretty much describes today's trip. I know this is a long video, everyone. Thank you for following along with us. If you have a chance to come to Jeju and hike any of the Olle trails, I'm sure you won't be disappointed. I actually had no idea what to expect today. And I was very happily surprised. So I'm actually only halfway through trail number 10. I think next week we'll come back and try it again. So have a good day, everyone. Subscribe below. Peace out.